Hello, and welcome to the UC Berkeley Extension International Programs Information Session about finding housing during your stay with us. Congratulations on your admission to one of our international programs for the upcoming semester. Let's begin by introducing ourselves. My name is Ziva Shachar.
And I am Kevin Guzman.
And we are your international student advisors and designated school officials. As part of International Student Services, we are here to assist you in finding housing during your studies here at UC Berkeley. If you have any questions during this presentation, go ahead and send them in. We'll do our best to answer your questions as we go through the presentation. From our experience, we know that housing is usually one of the first things students think about when planning to study abroad in the U.S. We hope this presentation will help you get an idea of what is available, what you might be looking for, and where to begin your search. Housing can be very competitive in the Bay Area, and we know this may seem stressful, but don't worry. We are here to help make your housing search as smooth as possible. As part of the International Student Services team, we also help you with your visa status, preparing and issuing your visa documents, and pairing you with your academic advisors to make sure you have an excellent experience during your stay in the U.S. We also help students with a variety of other issues, such as navigating American health insurance, providing resources for your housing search, and helping you adjust to American culture. These are some of the resources we provide, and we'll be offering webinars on these topics in the coming weeks, and we hope that you all will tune in for those presentations as well. If you haven't already registered for those, please check your email to find out how to register. So let's get started on why you're tuning in today, finding housing. In case you didn't know, or if you haven't yet done any research, UC Berkeley is located in the city of Berkeley and in the San Francisco Bay Area. The city is in the East Bay, which is a 30-minute subway ride from San Francisco and a 1-hour drive north from the Silicon Valley, from which companies such as Google, Apple, and Facebook all operate. To the north, we are also just an hour away from Napa Valley and its world-renowned wineries. To the east lies our state capital, Sacramento, which is only a 2-hour drive away, as well as Lake Tahoe, an amazing freshwater lake located in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Tahoe is known worldwide for its ski resorts and its 22-mile blue lake. Now, I don't mean to disappoint you, but keep in mind that because of our location in Northern California, don't expect to find sunny or warm beaches. However, if you would like a quick trip for some sun and warmth, Los Angeles and San Diego in Southern California are just a 1-hour flight away or a 6-hour drive by car. Zooming in closer to Berkeley, we can take a look at this map of the different Berkeley neighborhoods. Each neighborhood is part of the city of Berkeley, but has its own unique atmosphere that may suit your needs and what you are looking for. The main UC Berkeley Extension building, where our office and the ISS team is located, as well as some extension courses, is in downtown Berkeley. When looking at housing in downtown Berkeley, there are many apartment buildings that are aimed at UC Berkeley students. These may be pricier because of the desirable location, but it is very close to campus and everything you need. Keep in mind, this is a very busy area with many restaurants, stores, and people out at all hours. Southside, Elmwood, and Rockridge are also great neighborhoods for students. They are near many shops and restaurants, as well as being close to campus. Elmwood, especially, is a nicer neighborhood with many great housing options for students. Many housing opportunities referenced on our website are located in these neighborhoods. In addition, there are many buses that run to and from campus, or it's a short bike ride. North Berkeley and the Berkeley Hills are typically more expensive and are populated by homes for the wealthier families of Berkeley. Students do not usually live in this area as there are not many housing opportunities. However, do keep your eye out for single rooms or garden studios. However, Northside, just north of campus, does have a lot of student housing and is where the Berkeley co-ops are located, which we will talk more about later. West Berkeley is generally a quiet and family-oriented area. These rental rates will most likely be slightly lower as it is further from campus and shopping. This would require you to find transportation to and from class, and we will be going over transportation options later in the presentation. Lastly, not to be confused with Southside, South Berkeley, which lies on the border of the city of Oakland, is where you will typically find your cheapest housing options. While most areas are perfectly fine, we do want to mention that there might be some areas where safety, particularly at night, might be a concern. We recommend that you do a lot of research before committing to living in this neighborhood. It is also further away from campus as well. In addition to living in Berkeley, there are several neighboring towns such as Albany and El Cerrito to the north and Emeryville to the south that are also very popular with students, somewhat less expensive, and still convenient via bus, bike, or our metro system. We know safety is very important to you, and so we want to discuss safety in Berkeley and what you can do to stay safe. As we mentioned, there are some neighborhoods that are more safe than others, but the most common crimes in this area are car break-ins and theft. So the best way to stay safe is to be aware of your surroundings and don't leave personal items lying around. Try not to walk around alone late at night. The same for any large city. One other thing to keep in mind is street lighting. You might want to ask the landlord you are speaking to about street lighting in the area around your apartment. In our Life in Berkeley webinar, we'll go into more detail about safety in Berkeley, but we wanted to mention a few resources here that might be relevant for your housing search and ease any concerns you have. UC Berkeley offers several safety services and alerts that you can sign up for to keep you safe. There are several night safety services, such as Bear Walk, where you can call and a community service officer will come walk you home. There are also night safety shuttles and even door-to-door shuttle service available from 3 to 6 a.m. You can go to the night safety link here to see the times, routes, and boundary maps of these other services. In addition, once you are here, you can sign up for Warn Me and Nixle to get crime alerts about anything happening around campus and Berkeley. These send real-time alerts about what is happening in your area. Finally, when looking for housing, you can use this crime mapping website to see what crimes have happened recently in the area. We hope these resources will help you feel more secure as you select your housing. In our Life in Berkeley webinar and at orientation, we will give more detail about safety as well. For those of you interested in finding housing in the San Francisco area, let me provide a brief overview of the city. Keep in mind that depending on where your classes will be located, you will need to take either our subway system BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit, or a bus to get into Berkeley. Depending on where you live, this could be a half-hour to 1.5-hour commute. The top neighborhoods in which our students have lived are the Marina, North Beach, the Financial District, and the Mission. The Marina is a common area for young professionals to live. This is a lively area with many restaurants and things to do. However, there is not a BART station nearby, so this could make commuting to and from school a little difficult. In addition to the Marina, North Beach is quite popular and a touristy neighborhood, but is also limited with little to no access to BART stations nearby. The Mission District is full of many younger professionals or students. It has a lot of culture and sense of community and is near BART stations. However, parts of it can feel unsafe at night. The financial district is more convenient to the UC Berkeley San Francisco location, which is near Embarcadero BART station, as well as the BART station to ride into Berkeley. It is a very busy area where many professionals work and live. One new up-and-coming area is the Mission Bay area, just south of the SoMa district, which has been recently developed with lots of new apartments and restaurants and is popular with young tech professionals. It is not near a BART station, but has buses and light rail, and is a short bus ride from Embarcadero, where our San Francisco campus is located. The Bay Area is a huge place, and we could spend an entire webinar talking about the different cities and the neighborhoods. I recommend you do some research online to learn more. Websites such as Thrillist.com and 7x7.com have more details about the culture and features of each neighborhood. Now I will hand it off to Kevin to talk about the different types of housing you can search for.
Thanks, Eva. Now we would like to talk about the different types of housing that are available, what each option can offer you, and some things to consider when making a decision on where to live. We'll give a brief overview of student residences, cooperative housing, also known as co-ops, shared apartments, studio apartments, and homestays. Hopefully, you'll have an idea of which type of housing will best suit you or at least give you new ideas about your housing options. First, we'll start with our student residence options. If you are unfamiliar with what a student residence is, then let me say that it is similar to a dormitory and is typically located near campus and is shared with other students. Unfortunately, UC Berkeley Extension students are not eligible to stay in the dorms directly on UC Berkeley main campus, but there are many options that are next to campus in which many domestic and international students enjoy living. Keep in mind that these residences are only for students, so you will typically be living with students whose ages range from 18 to 22. One positive factor to consider is that you will have the chance to meet and live with other students. In a student residence, you will most likely be paired with another student in a shared bedroom. Also, it is unlikely that you will have a private bedroom. Many dorms offer a variety of social events and activities throughout the year. There are some dorms that offer meal plans, shared kitchens, study lounges, and game rooms as well. We recommend looking into student residences if you are hoping to meet other students and get the experience of college dorm life. There are many student residence options in Berkeley, but we will just go over a few shown here. First, we have Hillside Village, which is about a 5 to 10 minute walk from both the UC Berkeley Extension Building and UC Berkeley main campus. It is in the heart of downtown, surrounded by both students and professionals. It offers studios and 1 to 3 bedroom apartments with a great view of the city from their rooftop patio. If you're looking to live closer to all of the students, we recommend Telegraph Commons on the south side of campus. They offer a wide selection of apartments aimed for the student population. You will find lounge areas, kitchens, as well as a study room. It is located just 2 blocks away from campus and next to a variety of restaurants. The Berk is a modern dorm with 2 locations on the north and south side of campus. Conveniently located across the street from campus near many coffee shops and restaurants, the Berk offers a rooftop terrace, a game room, laundry facilities, and study areas. Other great options, which we have more information about on the housing section of our website, are Casa Cedar, Regent House, Cappy Residences, and International House. However, International House usually fills up over the summer, so it can be hard to get a space there. Now, let's talk a little bit about cooperative housing. This is slightly different from student residences and dorms. Cooperative housing, also known as a co-op, is generally a large house or apartment for local students. There are 15 different co-ops located throughout Berkeley, which are open to extension students, with different community themes such as LGBTQ, vegetarian, women identified only, etc. To be eligible, you must provide verification from your home university that you are receiving credit toward your degree for your program here at Berkeley. These are shared quarters that range in size from 17 to 150 residents and generally have shared bedrooms, kitchens, bathrooms, and common areas. When living in a co-op, it is required that you contribute about 5 hours a week toward a chore for which you are responsible, such as gardening, cooking, cleaning, or recycling. These are a great option for meeting many different types of people. It also is a cheaper option when compared to other student housing options, such as living in a dorm or an apartment. However, it is communal living. You have little privacy, and it's sometimes not the cleanest. You meet a lot of people and build a strong community, but it is not for everyone. The co-ops are a great option if you want to have a very Berkeley experience and really immerse yourself in Berkeley culture, and you like being around people a lot and not having too much privacy. If you are studying here in the spring, you should apply to live in a co-op by October. For the fall semester, you should apply in January or February for the best chances. You can go to bsc.coop to learn about the different houses. Next, we will go into apartments and studios in the area. In case you didn't know, a studio is a single room with a small kitchen and a separate bathroom. These are typically pricier than a shared apartment. The great part about living in an apartment is that you have the ability to choose your own roommates or even connect with other international students with whom to find an apartment. Here are some things to be aware of when finding a place to rent. 1. You will be signing a lease, so make sure you read through this carefully as it is a legally binding contract. 2. Check with the apartment manager or leaser if you need to set up separate gas and electric and internet accounts, or whether they are already included in the rent. 3. You will need to pay your rent and utility bills each month. This is important to keep in mind when choosing roommates. You do not want to be in a situation where your roommate is not paying their portion of the rent. And 4. Your apartment's location and how far away it is from campus. Research what forms of transportation would be best to use to get to and from school, grocery stores, malls, etc. We will be going over transportation options in later slides. And just a quick tip, it is common for students to share a bedroom in their apartments. This cuts down their rent costs significantly. This is definitely an option if you are open to sharing your space and would like to save money. Living in the Bay Area can be very expensive, and it's important to understand the typical costs and adjust your expectations and budget. The average estimated costs here reflect single-occupant apartments and studios. If these figures seem a little out of your price range, you may want to consider some cost-cutting tips and options we have reviewed today, such as sharing a room with 1 or 2 other people. As you can see, a studio in the Bay Area can range from $1,600 in Oakland to more than $3,000 in San Francisco. A 1-bedroom apartment ranges from $2,300 in Berkeley to over $3,000 in San Francisco. In general, a reasonable budget would be around $1,000 a person to share a room with 1 or 2 other people in a student residence or share a room in an apartment with multiple shared rooms. For a furnished apartment, with utilities included, it will likely be a few $100s higher. In addition, the closer to the beginning of the school year it is, the less places are available, and the more expensive it will be. Start looking early to get the better deals. One item I would like to note is that some student dormitory options may offer 1 semester or a year-long lease agreement. One thing to keep in mind is if the property only offers a 1-year lease agreement, is that you can typically find other students that will arrive the following semester to take over your lease. You could also take over previous students' leases from students who are leaving from the previous term. You can find these options on our Facebook housing page, other housing Facebook pages, or Craigslist.com. However, it is important to remember when signing a lease that it is a binding contract. Never sign a lease unless you are sure this is the housing to which you want to commit. Here are a few apartment options where many of our students have lived. Stonefire Apartments is located directly across the street from our office at UC Berkeley Extension. It is also only 2 blocks away from the main campus and includes a fitness facility and even has views of the Golden Gate Bridge. Trinity Apartments has multiple locations around San Francisco. For example, the photo displayed is located in Russian Hill with easy access to public transportation. It is next to many tourist attractions, restaurants, and shops as well. Cappy Residences offers fully furnished room and convenient leases that meet your student needs. They lease apartments and buildings all over Berkeley and sublease by bed, so you are not responsible for finding roommates or ensuring other students pay their rent. Similar companies are Academic Housing Rentals and Equity Residential. If you would like more information regarding these spaces, please visit the Extension website and review the different options we have linked there. Please note that these are just a few of the many options we recommend. There you will see some other options, such as Unique Housing and Grant Street Apartments, which are all great buildings where students have lived in the past. Now let's move on to homestays. A homestay is an arranged living situation where students stay for a semester or a year with a local family and have the opportunity to immerse themselves in U.S. culture, as well as form relationships with a local family. Homestays are a great opportunity to learn more about what it is really like to live in the United States, and specifically the Bay Area. Many students also like to live in homestays to improve their English language skills, and it allows students to develop lasting connections with their American host family. However, when considering a homestay, remember that you will be living in another family's home, which means you are expected to respect that family's household rules. To find a homestay family, we recommend using companies such as Universal Housing or Andretto Solutions. Additionally, homestaymatch.com is a great way to match yourself with a family in the area with your preferences. The website is easy to use and can be used to search for short and long-term stays. Now, I'll turn it back over to Ziva, who will talk about transportation in Berkeley.
Thanks, Kevin. Okay, now that we have given an overview of the many types of housing options in Berkeley and the Bay Area, it is important to know what types of transportation are available to you and how you will be getting to class and around town. First, AC Transit is an extensive local bus system in the East Bay, and students will have unlimited access to this service once you receive your Cal One card. Second, Bear Transit is a free transit system for UC Berkeley students who have a Cal One card. The Bear Transit services run through and around the perimeter of campus. Third, throughout Berkeley, you will see Ford Go bikes. This is a public bike sharing system that is used to go from one place and park it in another area. You can pay to become a member or pay per ride. Or you can purchase a used bike on Craigslist or at the UCPD bicycle auction, which happens each fall. Fourth, Bay Area Rapid Transit, also known as BART. You may also know this as the Metro or Subway. This is one of the most common forms of transportation Bay Area locals use. There are lines all throughout the Bay Area to get you to almost any location. Take a look at their website for the maps and lines to see what stations are in the neighborhood. While searching for housing throughout various websites, you may come across apartment postings that may seem fishy or false. Unfortunately, it is common to find postings that are fake advertisements, where people are just trying to scam you into giving them large amounts of money. So, it's important to be aware of housing scams and know how to spot them. For example, if the price and location seem too good to be true, then it probably is. If they refuse to show you the apartment or are rushing you into sending them money, it's probably best to stay away. Also, if they ask for any personal information like your passport number or credit card number, these are likely to be fake. If you are unsure if an apartment advertisement is real or not, you are welcome to send the posting to our UC Berkeley Extension Housing email, housing-unex@berkeley.edu. This is provided on our website and listed at the end of this presentation. If you are scammed, please make sure to call your bank immediately if you have sent any money and report it to the authorities as well as our office. In our next slide, Kevin will review a common housing scam you might find in your housing search.
Just to have a visual, here is an example of a common housing scam. Here, the posting says, due to their job in Alabama, they are not in the area and will not be for 3 years. Immediately, this should be a red flag, and right away, you should stay away from this kind of advertisement. As they are describing the property, in this example, listing how large the place is, it seems too good to be true, especially for the $1,100 price for which they are offering it. In the third paragraph, it also states that this person cannot show the property since he is in Alabama, but says you will need to just peek through the window. Right away, this should sound like a very fishy ad, and you should avoid this ad altogether. They should always be able to show you the property before you move in, and they should never be mailing the keys to you. In addition to the many misspelled words and poor grammar, this is a textbook example of a housing scam, and I can personally say that I have seen ads like these before. But so long as you are aware of the warning signs of a scam, you can make sure that your housing search is a safe and pleasant experience. If you are unsure if you are dealing with a scam, please send us an email at housing-unex@berkeley.edu.
As we wrap up our presentation, I would like to give you some great resources to begin your search. We recommend exploring our UCB Extension Housing website. Here, you will have an overview of everything we discussed today and links to more housing companies students have stayed with in the past. Also, check out the Facebook Marketplace feature to see housing postings, find roommates, or find open rooms. Feel free to add yourself to these various Facebook groups. Also, the UC Berkeley Extension International Housing Forum Facebook page is specifically geared towards international students in our programs. This is a great opportunity to start connecting with students you will be studying with and potentially have as roommates. The other pages listed are other groups for the people searching for housing within the Berkeley or Bay Area. We also highly suggest searching through apartments.com, Cal Rentals, which is a UC Berkeley site for housing opportunities and requires you to have a CalNet ID to search, Zillow.com, and Craigslist.com. These sites allow you to search for rentals and search by price range, location, and housing types. Thanks so much for your time, and I hope you all learned some valuable information on finding housing in the Bay Area. Thank you for submitting your questions, many of which we've been able to answer during the presentation. Here are a few more that have come in. Let's start with this one. Will my classes be in Berkeley or San Francisco? Is it okay to live in San Francisco and take classes in Berkeley? That's a great question. Courses on the main campus, such as those in our Global Access programs or concurrent enrollment, will be in Berkeley. For our immersives and professional diploma programs, your student advisor can tell you whether your courses will be in San Francisco or Berkeley. If your classes will be in Berkeley, we recommend living in Berkeley or very close to a BART station, meaning less than a 10-minute walk. Otherwise, commute times from San Francisco to Berkeley can be 30 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on where in the city you live. Also, living in these student neighborhoods in Berkeley makes it easier to attend student organizations and events in the evenings and get to know fellow students. Here's a question we're often asked. Do I really need to share a room with one or two other people? That is a standard affordable option in the Bay Area, which is one of the most expensive places to live in the country. Single rooms or studio apartments are available, but as we said, they will range from $1,300 to $1,500 a month for a single room in a student residence or shared apartment, to $1,800 to $2,000 a month for a studio apartment. That being said, if that is within your budget, then go for it.
We have time for just a couple more questions. What if I am staying for only one semester, but I have to sign a year-long lease? Excellent question. Before signing, ask the landlord about their sublease policy and penalties for breaking the lease. Subleasing means that you find someone else to live there for the second semester, and they pay you the rent, which you then pay to the landlord. Breaking the lease means breaking the lease contract and leaving before the end of the lease, which is sometimes an option with a monetary penalty, ranging from a few $1,000s to the whole remaining rent. This should be a last resort, as it can be very expensive. For our last question, we have this one here. How do I see the room if I am still in my home country? There are a few ways to go about this. If you know a friend or family friend in the area, you can arrange with the landlord to have your friend view the place in person and take photos or video or live video chat you during the tour. If you do not know anyone in the area, you can ask to set up a video tour directly with the landlord, and they can give you a virtual tour via live video chat. If you are looking at one of the companies listed on our housing website, then they are familiar with working with our short-term international students and should be able to provide detailed photos or even put you in touch with current residents to see how they feel about the housing accommodations there. You can also ask on our housing Facebook group if anyone has lived in the building you are looking at and their opinions about it.
Thank you all for attending the housing webinar. We have been typing answers to questions throughout the webinar. We will stay a few minutes after the webinar ends to make sure we answer all questions. Please keep in mind, if you would like to review this information, we will be sending the recording of this webinar to you very soon. We hope this was helpful in your housing search. Again, if you have any further questions or concerns, please reach out to us by emailing housing-unex@berkeley.edu, or feel free to call our office. When sending us an email, please remember to include your extension ID number so that we can pull up your information quickly and provide you with an answer faster. Once you arrive in the United States, feel free to visit our office anytime. Thank you for watching our webinar on housing, and we look forward to seeing you in Berkeley. Have a great day.